Hello guys, the MD Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going to be going over one of the matches I had in the DC Cup. So you see, I'm Sean Pittman, that was the name that I was using. Okay, in my opening hands, Poplar, Flameburge, Nib, Island, and Called By. So I have Nib as a hand trap here, and my only hand trap. I ended up playing this on the final day of the DC Cup, because there was a lot of Ritual Beast, there was a lot of combo in the format. There was a lot of like random math mech Adignister decks and stuff like that, so Nib ended up feeling pretty good on the last day. The first 2 days probably would have been very bad. But my opponent starts with Fire King cards. So they go Ulcanix, Destroy, Arvata, which is really bad for me because that means my Nib will not work. They add Ponix, then summon Garunix, and then Garunix go destroy a Kieran, and then Kieran Chainlink 1, Ponix Chainlink 2. So go ahead, special summon that out, special summon back out the Arvata from the graveyard, making my only hand trap not live. And now this is already looking like it's a bad game for me. They're going to go Ponix effect, go ahead, search out Sanctuary, and then they go activate Sanctuary, place Island from the deck. Then they have Island effect to go ahead and destroy the Ulcanix, search out a Kieran from the deck to the hand, which is like fine that they search Kieran there, right? Yeah, it's like you may as well just search this. It lets you play like a lot safer. They could have searched like an Ulcanix technically and leave a Kieran in deck, but this is also fine how they do it. Then go ahead, summon out Garunix. This also means that the Zombie Vampire mills an Ash Blossom. They can add back the Ash Blossom to hand. So Zombie Vampire effect, go ahead, mill. So let's see the hits here. So they hit off their mills. They hit Black Witch, Original, Ulcanix. So they mill the Original, which is huge here for me, because that means they will not get two full Snake Eye combo off the Black Witch. They will get the set Wanted off this though, which is still pretty good. Then off my mills, I mill Garunix, which is huge, and then sadly I end up milling two Ulcanix and Garunix, so that means like my Ulcanix play is no longer live. But milling Garunix, like both Garunixes, actually isn't the worst thing ever. It also means I have less normal summons in deck too, because I already have a normal summon. But milling this is also kind of nice, because bringing this back out is like not bad. Like this card is really good. Like drawing this card is really bad, but this card in rotation is actually really good. There's like a lot of plays that you can do where like you crash this card, you can summon this card out if the opponent destroys it, or if it gets destroyed, then like on the next turn you get to blow everything up, which that's nice. So I thought the mills were like okay there, like they were fine. They definitely could have been worse. Like I could have milled a Snake Eye Ash or anything like that, and the game could have just been like, almost instantly over. Now they go Hida, go ahead, summon out the Garunix. And then they link off to go ahead and summon out the Promethean Princess. Then they have the original effect to put back Black Witch. Well, search Poplar, then put back Black Witch. That's fine. And then Poplar is just a random extender there. It's not actually like doing a whole lot. It's just a body. Then they go ahead, link off into the Sunlight Wolf. Then they go activate Kieran hand effect, destroy Flameburge to special out. So now they get Flameburge effect to special back out. And at this point, I'm like, dude, that really sucks. Like, if I had gone first, this game could have went a lot better. But actually looking at it, my opponent would have had... Oh, I guess they wouldn't have had Kieran, right? Because they only destroyed Kieran's from the deck. Never mind, I was going to say, because imagine if they had like Kieran, Garunix, Arvata. That's like the insane 3-card combo. But they didn't have that. Okay, so now they go ahead, they make Whale, which allows them to activate Sunlight Wolf effect to add back the Kieran, which obviously you want to end with that in hand. And now they make IP, and then, Appaloosa's legal in this game, so now they can go ahead and IP Sunlight Wolf into the Appo. But first, you want a Poplar, Spell Trap Zone, Flameburge, which that is also really important to them, because the Poplar Spell Trap Zone in this, they have wanted to grab Black Witch, so their first turn, the first play of their turn can just be like, send Flameburge special Black Witch, and that's just insane. Obviously after you wanted to put back the original. So like you already have so many pushes. Now they go end of main. I activate Nib just to try to force out like an Appo negate there or anything really. But then they Arvata, destroy Whale to summon back out from the graveyard, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. They go ahead and pass. Now they do know about Nib now because I did that. I draw into Arvata, and here, like, I probably take like 4 minutes on this turn, roughly, like timer wise. So there's only like 60 seconds left after this turn, just because like I was like, okay, if I play this turn like absolutely perfect and my opponent messes up, there is a chance I can still win this game. So my opponent also has one of their Kierans engraved, the other one in hand. So that means if we get to a grind game, I'll have one Kieran over them, which is pretty important when you have like the Fire King cards in the grind game, because that just means their Fire King cards will be worse than mine. But also know that they have Promethean Princess in graveyard, they have Whale in graveyard. These are cards I have to be constantly thinking about because they are also interruptions. I can't go into Dark Charmer to steal Witch because they put it back, but I can steal a Zombie Vampire. I also can steal, like, you know, like Hita go into certain things, like their Ponix or their Poplar. So I go activate Island, they go activate Kieran, and then here I go Chain Called By onto Kieran, because I cannot let this go through. If this goes through, they go destroy Arvata, special summon out, Garunix effect special, Garunix destroy Kieran, Kieran summon back out Arvata, pop the Island, and at that point, it's already like a really tough game state for me. I want them to go IP to out Island here, and go ahead and like just deal with the IP here. Because if they go IP effect, then they take their fire off board, which makes Promethean Princess not work, or they take Apple off board, which, like, you know, either way, like, I'm fine with either of those outcomes. So being able to use Called By here is very big. To go ahead and just boom, remove the Kieran from the graveyard, out that card. I no longer have to deal with the Kieran. And then I can go Island effect. It does suck though, because now I can't use Kieran, and I already went through Ulcanix, and I drew Arvata. But now new Chain Link, I go Arvata 1, Garunix 2, knowing that the Chain Link 2 will be negated by Appaloosa. So I do lose my Garunix summon, which means like I can't summon Poplar, right? So you could argue that, but I wanted to bring this out because my opponent could definitely mess up here by going SP Banish Island. But maybe I should have just summoned Garunix, like Chainlink 1 Garunix, Chainlink 2 OG Garunix, and then they negate that, and then I summon Garunix effect, and then they probably negate that. I mean, technically they wouldn't need to, right? Like, what am I actually destroying at that point? There is nothing to destroy, so they actually would let that go through. Then if I activate Ponix hand effect, they could negate that. Yeah, they probably would negate that just to stop me from getting an extender out of that situation. Because otherwise, like, if they negate the on-field effect, then, like, they would want to. Otherwise, I grab Skyburn, and that can be tough for them. Okay. Yeah, otherwise, like, I can make, like, a Link 2, or, like, make a Anima, or make a Link Karibo SP play, which is also a little bit tough for them. I think I was playing Anima at this point. I forget which one I was playing, but I played Anima over Link Karibo because there was infinite Ritual Beast players, and that's like one of the big cards to try to like break their board with, is having Anima, especially when they set up Babushka every game. So here I go battle phase, they let it go. I go ahead, I beat over the IP, they go Whale effect, banish, you know, pop Island, then Island's going to destroy the OG Garunix, and now I'm able to activate Ponix and hand the special summon itself out. They let it go, they let Ponix effect go through, I grab Skyburn, but remember Appaloosa is made with the IP Masquerena, so I'm unable to destroy that here. Then I go normal out Poplar effect, they go Arvata effect. I'm still thinking like I probably should have brought out this Garunix instead of that Garunix, like that. But yeah, it's also just tough. I think I probably should have done that though. I think that was the better play overall. Actually, never mind. No, I think I just had to put my opponent on mess up, right, at some point, and like either SP Banish Island or Whale Pop or do something like that. I think I needed to, because I think I needed this to come back, so that way I'd have Skyburn live into Garunix on their turn. But does the Garunix even matter on their turn? No, it doesn't, because my Kieran's not live. Yeah, so I think I should have done Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 OG, but that's not what I did there. Also, like, I'm not going to be playing perfect in this, because, like, you know, I would have been playing infinite hours at this point in the DC Cup over the weekend, so, like, you know, your gameplay does become a little bit worse as you play that long. So they go ahead in Arvata to stop the Poplar from searching the OSS, and then they destroy Kieran, and now they go activate Garunix effect, special summon out, then they go activate Garunix effect, destroy Arvata. Arvata now summons back out the OG Garunix. Now they have 2 level 8s for their Sanctuary play, and now I'm able to link off my Ponix. I summon out Anima, and they let it go through, which I was kind of scared that on summon, they were just going to go ahead and make the rank 8, and I just, like, lose the game. But that's not what happened there. And I also needed to link off my Ponix specifically because I need to chain block the SP here. So I go SP Chainlink 1 target Island, Poplar Chainlink 2 target Ulcanix, and then they go ahead and chain Appaloosa to shut that down. And I don't chain my SP here because I don't want them to get a body back during end phase. So I can just go ahead, you know, banish the island effect, pop their field. I go set Skyburn, pass, and then the opponent starts. I know they have wanted set 2. They go standby phase, Garunix summon itself out, then Garunix effect go destroy at chain SP to go ahead and banish. And then still during the standby phase, my OG Garunix was destroyed, so now it will go ahead and summon back out from the graveyard, which makes my Skyburn live. So now I have Skyburn plus Nib, but Nib is also known. So they go activate wanted, grab out Black Witch, and then they go activate wanted, put back the original, and then draw 1. So now I'm dealing with 2 blanks plus Black Witch. But I know I've dealt with the Fire King engine at this point, so it's just the Snake Eye engine. But they go Black Witch Chainlink 1, Flamebirch Chainlink 2, so go ahead and special summon back out from the graveyard, the Ponix plus the Poplar, and then Witch go ahead set the original Sinful Spoils, and they don't activate Ponix effect, so at that point, I assume that they are not playing Skyburn, or they drew the Skyburn. But I assume that they just didn't have it, otherwise I thought they would go activate Skyburn, try to pop my set card. Because they know that I searched Skyburn, so I assume they would go ahead and try to pop my Skyburn, and then they're able to like summon out Garunix, because they know if they just make Princess, I can just Skyburn pop it. So I just assume that they don't play it at this point. So they go activate Poplar effect, spell Trap Zone itself, and then I go activate Skyburn, pop, and then here they go Garunix 1, then I go Garunix 2, which is a huge mistake. I should not have activated the Garunix effect here. That was really bad. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, I want to put a body on board, so that way my opponent is forced to commit more to attempt to go for game, instead of having to not commit as much. But that's really, really, really bad, because now they can go activate Promethean Princess, which I realized immediately, because at this point, I'm in the Discord, I'm like, yo, I'm crazy. Like, I literally win this game. Like, if I don't, like, summon the Garunix, and they can't Princess, I'm like, yo, I literally win the game. Like, if my opponent commits more into this, I drop Nib, and then all I have to do is just top deck anything, and the game is just over. I don't even have to top deck anything, right? Because I have SP coming back, and I have OG Garunix coming back. I guess that's not true, though, because the SP will just get popped by the Garunix. Okay, so I still need to top deck something at this point. But I'm like, holy, like, I played that kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. Then they activate Promethean, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I messed up. Why'd I do that? Because now on the summon of this Promethean, I need to go ahead and activate Nib. Which this is horrible, because otherwise I would have had this for their next future play. And I know that they have OSS set into Oak. So at this point, I know they just have tons of bodies. Or Ashen Oak, my bad, because they haven't normal summoned yet. So they go ahead and grab that, the normal summon effect, special summon back out from the graveyard. Now, they have already been through Hida, so they cannot go for that. And I do have a Dark in my graveyard, so they could go for Dark Charmer. They haven't gone through, like, their Anima yet if they play it, or Link Kuriboh. Link Kuriboh could obviously summon itself back, but if they played Anima, it's like, you know, it can't bring itself back. But here, they go Oak into Link Kuriboh, and then they use those to go ahead and make SP. And then they go activate SP effect to go banish the Nib off my field, and then they just go ahead and pass. So I assume at this point that happened exactly like that, because the opponent was just running out of time. Otherwise, I think they may have found a different way to play that slightly better, because otherwise they could have went, or maybe they just didn't see the line. I don't know what's in their extra deck exactly. We can assume they have the Fire King card. Some people didn't play the Fuko, which I think Fuko was actually really important for this tournament. It won me, like, infinite games, especially in the Tenpai matchups. Like, I love playing against Tenpai. My win rate was probably, like, 80% plus against Tenpai. Just because, like that deck was just free, to be honest. Like, I like playing against that deck. Like, you only lost to that deck when they drew, like, you know, 3-4 hand traps, then like 2 starters, and it's like, okay, sure, like I you know what I mean, like you just got 10 pie. That happens sometimes, but more often than not, your deck was able to beat them. So at this point, or what they could have done, I'll just go over the line real quick in case they do play Raging Phoenix World C. You don't even need Raging Phoenix though. They could have went Dark Charmer. Actually, ooh, wait, they already went through Princess effect though. So let me think, cause I was thinking body plus body, Dark Charmer summon back out from the graveyard. They can't make Princess. They can't make Raging Phoenixes and make Takes Fires. So they just use bodies, make World Sea effect, banish summon back, but they've already used the Promethean, so that means that line is not very good. So if they're not getting to game with that line anyways, that line's probably just not worth it. Okay, maybe they weren't running out of time, because that's what I thought originally, but, you know, I was also kind of like, you know, exhausted at that point. But I think this is, yeah, okay, sure. So they just went for this, but this just like loses the game, assuming that I draw good, and I draw Black Witch. Now, also note, standby phase Garunix comes back, and I have the Ponix plus Poplar Engrave. So that's huge. And now I go Garunix effect, go ahead, destroy. They go Promethean Princess, pop, and then I just let it go, because otherwise they get to chain their SP, and they get to like choose what they want to keep. So I was like, sure, I'll just let that go through. Go ahead, destroy everything, remove everything off the field. They go Garunix effect summon. They have nothing to dump off this list, so it's just a body. And then I go discard special. And at this point, I have like no time left. Like, because I had to use so much time on the turn 1 to think through my plays. So at this point, I'm like, alright, just rush through the combo. Go ahead, summon out. I set original. Like, you can even see right here that, like, you know, I did that because I just had no time. Otherwise, I could set wanted. And then Poplar effect, go ahead, search original. And then I go Ponix effect to search for Sanctuary, which I also just, like, didn't need to do that. But I go activate Sanctuary, link off into Hida, and then Poplar effect to spell Trap Zone, which technically I didn't need to do that either. Hida summon out the Arvata, and then hurry up, link those off, summon out Promethean effect, special summon back out from the graveyard Flameburge, which technically, you know, I should have left the Arvata on my field. I was just thinking, like, you know, I wasn't thinking at all, you know what I mean? I was kind of just, like, playing. I should have just linked off, like, Black Witch at that point, kept the Arvata on my field, and then gone battle phase, go ahead, attack for game, even if the opponent had a card to try to stop me, potentially, like, a Bestial or something. I would be able to go ahead and activate my Arvata, destroy the OG Garunix, and then still have enough for game on field with the Arvata Princess Flameburge. So here I just go battle phase, and then I'm able to go ahead and just swing directly and end the game. So I do think that my opponent, you know, could have played that a little bit better, but I also think I could have played that a little bit better. So GG's to my opponent here, Boss, I have no idea who that is, but shout out to them, GG's. And with all that being said, the Master Duel Grinder signing off. Actually, I'm Sean Pittman signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.